You're watching KOIN TV, Channel 6. Live from the heart of Portland, the news station for Oregon and Southwest Washington. This is Newsroom 6.
Good afternoon, I'm Mike Donahue.
And I'm Shirley Hancock. A Southeast Portland homeowner who shot and killed a teenage car prowler last month will not face criminal charges. A grand jury today ruled the shooting was self-defense.
The district attorney's office wants the public to know, however, that this verdict does not give homeowners the license to kill. Sandy James reports the latest.
This is no way intended to say it's okay to shoot car prowlers.
That was the response this morning from Deputy District Attorney Fred Lenzer after a grand jury cleared Stanley Schatz of any criminal wrongdoing in the shooting of 17-year-old David Clark last month. Clark was allegedly prowling through a neighbor's car when Schatz shot him. The jurors took less than 45 minutes to reach their decision. Part of the evidence the jury had to work with is included in this news release. It says Schatz walked up to the car, pointed the shotgun at Clark, and ordered him out of the vehicle. Clark ran towards the backyard, but unable to escape, he ran back towards Schatz. The gun was discharged at contact or near contact with Clark. It is believed that Clark may have ran into the shotgun prior to its discharge. The release also says a flashlight and screwdriver were recovered from the victim's pockets and that it was dark and Schatz felt Clark was large in stature and armed with a bar. Police recovered no bar at the scene. Dan Feiner, Schatz's attorney, says his client feels extremely regrettable a life was lost, but also extremely relieved.
There was an audible sigh of relief. And as I said, I think the best way to characterize it would be to say that he was very pleased that the grand jury had returned a verdict not charging him, and that he was also very relieved because he understood and realized the seriousness of the potential charges that he was facing.
I tried to talk to the Schatz family and to the victims' families today unsuccessfully, but Dina Bettine did talk. It was her car that Clark was going through when Schatz confronted him. She testified before the grand jury, saying that Schatz felt threatened. She says she is absolutely elated at its decision.
First of all, he was escaping, and then he ran towards Mr. Schatz, and Mr. Schatz did not know if it was a grown-up person, an armed person, or anything, because he had a mask on, and he didn't know, and he came at him with what he thought was a bar, so he felt threatened.
Deputy DA Fred Lenzer says it's a tragic situation any way you look at it.
It's a terrible loss to the Clark family. It's a terrible loss to the community, and it exposes some problems that we have to deal with in this community, particularly about young people involved in crimes.
Lenzer says he just hopes the public doesn't look at the jury's decision as a license to kill.
It's a very serious matter, and so I would hope that no one goes away thinking that it's just anyone can shoot at anyone else. That's not the law in this state. It never has been.
I'm Sandy James, Newsroom 6.
Now, although Stanley Schatz has been cleared of any criminal wrongdoing, it is possible he may still face civil charges.
President Bush arrived home in the U.S. today saying he brought back jobs from Japan. He was welcomed with news that more Americans are out of work than at any other time during his administration. Bush concedes the economy needs more help, but he brands the Japanese trade mission a success.
No mistake about it. Our progress this week will translate into progress on jobs and economic growth in America. The results will be clear and measurable.
Auto executives called the mission a flop and charged Japan didn't offer enough.
Why the hell should they? They're winning. In fact, they're beating our brains in.
Iacocca wants Bush to apply more pressure to reduce the trade imbalance.
President Bush today returned to Americans full of hostility over the struggling economy.
A CBS News New York Times survey says 1 of every 3 Americans does not like the way the president is handling the economy. We'll have more on that story a little bit later in our newscast.
Meantime, Oregon's unemployment figures for December will not be released for a couple of weeks. We're still waiting for those. But Employment Division economist Graham Slater says an increase of 1 or 2/10 of a percentage point would not be surprising. Oregon's November unemployment rate was 6.6%. The Portland rate increased to 5.1% in November. 93,000 Oregonians are looking for work, and many of them are getting frustrated.
Waiting, sitting at home all the time, you know. Money's tight, the bills have to be paid, and unemployment helps, but it don't cover the bills.
It's just kind of a screwed up economy right now, the way I see it, and our government doesn't seem to be helping much, so I guess it's the unemployment line.
Manufacturing, food processing, and construction were especially weak in Oregon during November. Those industries lost nearly 8,000 jobs from October.
Many Americans are worried about the economy, about keeping their jobs and paying their bills. And when some people in Connecticut got the chance to give President Bush a piece of their mind, face to photo, they told him to forget Japan and take care of things at home. An arts council in Connecticut put the 50-minute tape together, and they've sent a copy to the president.
Coming up, how guilty of discrimination are Portlanders? We're going to have a measure of fairness coming up next.
And looking for relief, some tips for beating the common cold. Beating it.
How can you stop a throbbing toothache? Massage your hand with ice. How do you cure poison ivy? Try oatmeal. How do I know these cures really work? Because my staff and I interviewed over 500 top U.S. doctors for this incredible book, The Doctor's Book of Home Remedies from the editors of Prevention Magazine Health Books. I'm Bill Gottlieb, editor-in-chief, and I can assure you there has never been a more complete encyclopedia of home healing techniques. Over 670 pages, 2,300 remedies, from controlling diabetes to ending diaper rash, it's all right in here.
Call now for the Doctor's Book of Home Remedies. Try it absolutely free for 21 days. Then if you choose to keep it, pay in 3 easy installments of only $8.98. Plus, you'll get this Meals That Heal cookbook free.
Remember, you can try the Doctor's Book of Home Remedies free for 21 days. So call now.
Call 1-800-257-3400.
For the circular this week, don't miss the shootout sale at Self-Service Furniture. These hombres are really cutting prices.
She knew he had the HIV virus when they married 3 years ago. She knew he could die of AIDS. He did. Now in a compelling interview, actress Elena Reed Hall tells Entertainment Tonight her incredible story of love.
I loved him very much. I had to stay by him.
And why even to the end, she was not afraid that she would be infected with this deadly disease.
I took care of myself, just, you know, was careful.
Hear her courageous inside story on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Friday at 7:30 on KOIN TV.
A court is considering charges against the father of a 3-year-old Vancouver boy at this hour. Police allege he beat the child to death.
Sean Buse is about to enter, or he has entered, a Clark County Superior Court to face charges he caused the injuries last night that led to the death of his son, Justin.
And the death of that child shocked neighbors, as you might expect. It has some people wondering if it could have been prevented. Craig Cheatham investigated the case and the role that state officials played with the Buse family.
Clark County deputies searched the home for clues. They removed a treadmill believed to be stained with blood. Deputies also tested fabric for blood stains. 3-year-old Justin Buse was found dead in the bedroom of the house. Deputies charged his father, Sean, with beating him to death. Sources close to the case say the coroner's report reveals the child died from multiple injuries. Neighbors said there was never any evidence of abuse in the Buse home.
I think sometimes you can tell that things aren't perfect in a family, but you never would imagine something like this.
But sources tell Newsroom 6 the Buse family has a long history of violence in the home. When Sean Buse lived in California, his wife alleged he beat her. He later admitted to Sacramento police that he beat his child for wetting in his pants. Last summer in Vancouver, state officials placed Justin in a shelter following more allegations of domestic violence. Sources close to the case say confidential psychological tests revealed Justin and his father had a close bond when they participated in mandatory parenting classes. Social workers decided there was no threat to the child, so Justin was returned to his father. An immediate case review is underway to determine if state officials did everything they could to prevent a tragedy. Physicians specializing in the treatment of children say a lack of coordination and weak muscles make infants more prone to serious injuries.
Because of the weak neck support, the head bounces back and forth. Sometimes the chin will even impact on the upper chest, the back of the head on the back itself. And the little infant brain is meanwhile smashing back and forth inside the skull itself.
An investigation into the state's handling of the Buse case is expected to wrap up next week. It could provide valuable information about the risks little Justin Buse faced when he was returned to his dad. Craig Cheatham, Newsroom 6.
Toxicology reports are just in, and they show those Portland children poisoned by diazinon might have died within minutes. This morning, an emotional father buried his sons at the cemetery in southeast Portland. Folin Se-Cho was surrounded by his 4 brothers.
Everybody come and, they cry. They never heard this kind of problem. The shock to them. So they're surprised. Why did this happen?
Justin and Ron Chow died early Tuesday after ingesting an insecticide containing the chemical diazinon. The medical examiner still believes the children probably drank the substance. The incident also sent his sister and the children's mother to the hospital. Police say the mother is the prime suspect, but she hasn't been charged. No one's spoken to her yet.
No, we have not been able to talk to the mother. Yesterday we made an attempt, but due to her medical condition, it wasn't very productive. She has been improving, and we would hope that sometime soon we would be able to talk with her.
That may be easier now. Both mother and daughter are upgraded tonight to serious condition.
Police arrested 2 Benson High School students in connection with pipe bombs found at that school. Authorities charged the 17-year-old boys with making and possessing a destructive device. It rolled out of a female student's locker on Wednesday. The principal suspended the arrested students, who will face expulsion hearings. Police identified them after 2 other students provided information about the incident. Those informants will split a $250 reward. One of the arrested students faces charges in connection with the first pipe bomb found last month in a student's backpack. Another student already was arrested in that case, and the pipe bomb investigation is continuing. Police are interviewing more witnesses.
A Welch's man could spend 2 years in jail for illegally storing hazardous waste in his backyard. DEQ inspectors discovered more than 100 drums of hazardous waste, including ink supplies, on Mark Keister's property in August. The drums were stored by the Salmon River near the Rippling River Resort. Following a criminal investigation, a Clackamas County DA today filed criminal charges against him. If convicted, Keister could serve a 2-year jail sentence and pay a $10,000 fine for every day of violation.
If you're sick of being sick, here's some free advice. It seems like a lot of us are looking for the magic get-well solution as we sniffle, cough, and sneeze our way into the new year. As Lisa Balick reports, that remedy may include a free ounce of prevention.
There's nothing wrong with the heat in Michelle Strauss's office. It's her body thermostat that's way off. In just about every Portland office, people are braving a bout with a cold, flu, or bronchitis. Just listen to that music in line at the pharmacy.
It's one of the worst years that I've ever seen, I think.
It's what doctors call upper respiratory infections. They say there's no one thing we're all suffering from, other than misery, but we're all searching for ways to get rid of it. Some of us think it's a virus manufactured by the people who make all this stuff, so they can force us to keep coming back for more. Doctors do have a magic answer.
I would no more rub my eye with my hands without washing them than I would take and scratch my eye with my shoe. I consider my hands dirty until they are washed and as dirty as my shoe.
Dr. Battaglia says the main way we get sick is by touching objects which have the virus on them. A virus can live 4 to 6 hours on just about anything.
Touch the doorknob. The 10 people that were here before you, 4 of them had colds. 4 of them have been wiping their nose and touching their eyes. Touch the doorknob, you touch the doorknob, and then proceed to wipe your eye, wipe your mouth, touch your face like we all do. That's how you will transmit those viruses.
As far as getting rid of what you've got, doctors prescribe that age-old remedy. Eat well, drink a lot of water, and get lots of sleep. And remember, don't touch anything, or go wash your hands. Lisa Balick, Newsroom 6.
And if you're one of those people who worries about people coughing or sneezing around you in the office, doctors say that's not really a problem.
Again, it's touching the same things as people with cold germs that will get you, like pens and desks. Sorry.
Wash these hands again.
Well, we're not going to have to battle the other kind of cold outdoors, I don't think.
Randy Querin is in the Weather Center. He's tracking our weather for the weekend. Randy?
It is very cold in some areas of Oregon. In fact, on top of the mountains right now, cold and snowing heavily. Between 3 and 5 inches of snow has fallen already. Snow advisories in the mountains for tonight. That's the cold air that passed over us early this morning. About precipitation, here's the satellite picture that shows cold front has already passed through Portland on its way into the Cascade Mountains. Behind it, another trough. Behind that, some cold, showery air. we're not going to be out of this wet weather pattern for about 24 hours. I think the rain has ended, but now we have showers. That means it's raining, it's not. It's raining, it's not. And I think by Sunday, it's not all day long. I'll have the full details in a few minutes.
Well, at least we'll have Sunday. Thanks, Randy.
Still ahead, homeless seniors. Their shelter closes its doors.
And something to tie you in knots. It's rodeo time.
It's the best part of the day. You put all your cares away. Get ready for a smile on your face. It's just the right time and just the right place. The music you love, the movies you share, the things that make you care. Keeping value high, we'll serve you so our relationship will grow and grow. Columbia House, big enough to bring you all the best in entertainment. Columbia House.
Look for special Columbia House offers this month in selected magazines, newspapers, and your mail.
Columbia House, big enough to entertain America. One person at a time. Columbia, one person at a time.
KOIN TV is giving away 9 boats in 9 days. 1 sport lap fishing boat from Truline each day during the 1992 Portland Boat Show.
Just drop by G.I. Joe's and pick up your discount coupon to the show and your entry form. Enter at the Portland Boat Show, January the 4th through the 12th at the Portland Expo Center, or mail it to KOIN TV. On each of those 9 nights during our sports segment on Newsroom 6 at 5, a lucky winner will be announced.
9 boats in 9 days from KOIN TV and the Portland Boat Show.
He has the perfect wife and family. And when an outsider threatens to destroy it...
She's our nanny, Gilbert.
He'll stop at nothing to protect them.
There's only one woman for me.
That's all you need.
You picked the wrong family, Peyton. Where is she?
What goes around comes around.
Michael, you don't know what she's capable of.
The hand that rocks the cradle. Rated R.
Now playing at a theater near you, check newspaper for showtimes.
People seeking signatures on an anti-discrimination petition may gather them at area Fred Meyer stores.
A federal judge has just made his decision, and Eric Schmidt is standing by with the latest from the federal court building in downtown Portland. Eric?
Well, actually, Marcia, I'm at the Multnomah County Courthouse where Circuit Judge Donald Launder, the presiding judge of the Circuit Court, has just issued a temporary restraining order at the request of Fred Meyer that will keep petitioners from the Oregon Citizens Alliance from gathering signatures at Fred Meyer stores until Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock. At that time, the judge will hold a hearing at the request of the Oregon Citizens Alliance, and it will be determined at that time whether or not this temporary restraining order will then become a permanent injunction. What happened earlier today was that a federal judge had lifted an injunction against gathering signatures at Fred Meyer stores and thrown the issue back to the Circuit Court. This only involves Fred Meyer stores in Multnomah County. So at least for the weekend, Fred Meyer has been given a reprieve of sorts and will not have Oregon Citizens Alliance petitioners on their store grounds gathering signatures. And of course, the Oregon Citizens Alliance is trying to get enough signatures to force a ballot measure for the May Portland City election regarding what they call a special rights campaign by homosexuals. So this whole issue is going to be back in court on Monday afternoon, but for the weekend, there won't be any petition gathering at Fred Meyer stores. We'll have more on this story tonight at 11.
Okay, lawyers rushing from courthouse to courthouse, and Eric Schmidt chasing them.
The Oregon Republican Party filed a lawsuit today against a top state official. The GOP filed a federal lawsuit against Secretary of State Phil Keisling. It wants him to make 10 state senators stand for re-election. Keisling says the Attorney General has advised him not to do that. State Republicans claim that without an election, thousands of voters won't get a chance to vote for a senator for 6 years instead of the usual 4. Reapportionment has moved some lawmakers into different districts, and most of those who could face an election are Democrats.
Engineers will lower reservoirs at 2 Snake River dams this spring to test whether or not the drawdowns, that is, can help endangered salmon. The Army Corps of Engineers will lower levels at the Lower Granite and the Little Goose dams in southeastern Washington. The Corps says it's using March for the test because fewer fish are migrating then and locks are normally closed for repairs. It's hoped testing during that time period will lower the impact on fish and barge operations using the river. The plan comes in response to last year's declaration of Snake River sockeye as an endangered species.
I guess we should remind you, your watch and your clock are not wrong. We're on a little early tonight because of a Blazer-Detroit game that begins here on KOIN-TV at 5 p.m. That should be a great one.
Certainly couldn't play over at the Coliseum right now. That turf is covered with dirt tonight. Rick Metzger joins us to tell us what's happening there.
Covered with dirt? You're not speaking of me, I hope.
No.
Look out.
The Pro Wrangler Rodeo today, and we're going to have a little sampling of that in just a moment. But first of all, a couple of big news items in sports today. The National Football League, often criticized for its failure to hire minority coaches, got its second today. Stanford's Dennis Green was named the new head coach of the Minnesota Vikings.
I don't think anybody considers me a black coach. I think they consider me a football coach, and it's always been that way. I don't think there's any football player that's concerned what my race is when it comes down to teaching him something. I think he wants a guy to teach him, and I don't think he gives a damn what the race issue is. And that's always been my experience in football as a player and as a coach.
Best of luck for him. He did a great job at Stanford. In Tampa, Florida today, that oft-bizarre search for a head coach came to a close today as well. Former Cincinnati coach Sam Weiss was named today the new head coach of the Buccaneers. He's been unemployed now for all of 2 weeks. He'll try and turn around a listless team that went 3-13 this past season.
This team is a young team. I think my figures are that there are about 20-plus first and second-year players. Well, let's get the wet out from behind the ears and get going.
Weiss reportedly will get a 5-year, $2.7 million contract. Well, the Wrangler Pro Rodeo does unfold tonight here at the Coliseum, and we've got quite a treat for you right now. Max Reynolds is a trick rope artist, so why don't you give me a little Whitman sampler of what we're going to see tonight, Max?
All right, we'll start out here with what's called a butterfly. I guess they call it a butterfly because it'll go around the back one way and float around the back the other. You make that butterfly walk over your arm one direction, bring him over here and make him do it again a couple times. That butterfly just kind of floats around. And tonight during the performance, I'll be doing all this under black lights. Under a black house, I'll have fluorescent ropes, and I'll have fluorescent costumes, and everything will just glow in the dark. So it's a pretty unique presentation. We'll pop it up here, feed it down an umbrella across the top of the body, and then we can take it and pop it back off, go around the body, and then go back into that butterfly again.
I'll tell you, it's a pretty short rope. You got to make sure the calf you're after is pretty short, too.
That's right.
Hey, thanks, Max. We'll see you later on the program. Coming up in our next look at sports about, 25 minutes from now, we'll learn the art of bareback riding from afar. Oregon State and Oregon gear up for Pac-10 game number 2 after splitting in their opener last night. The Blazers seek revenge on the Pistons for their 10-point home loss 2 months ago. And playoff fever, well, it's at epidemic proportions in Buffalo and Detroit. All that and more coming up about 25 minutes from now.
You're not going to ride bareback, huh?
Are you kidding me?
Look at the fear
Smart.
in his eyes.
Yeah. From Chernobyl kids to kayak fun, we have much more to report this Friday.
4 minutes from now, they came halfway around the world for medical checkups, but some Chernobyl kids won't get the chance to open and say, aw.
We'll measure up the totals at area ski resorts and see if more snow will coat the runs this weekend.
And you'll see the latest craze to paddle onto Oregon's surf.
Before time runs out, make time for Smith's Home Furnishings' incredible 13-hour sale. Shop Saturday, 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. for spectacular values in every department. Save on furniture. Save on appliances. Save on computers. Save on mattresses. Save on audio. Save on electronics. And make your purchase with no cash at all until next July. Saturday, 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. only. Smith's incredible 13-hour sale. Hurry before time runs out.
Don't pay too much for your next car or truck. At Brian Bickmore Dodge, you don't pay additional dealer markup, but you do get great selection, outstanding service, and low prices. Like $11,992 for a new 92 Caravan minivan with factory air, driver's airbag, and value package 21T. That's $11,992, your choice. Or $10,992 for this new 92 Dakota LE Club Cab with V6 Magnum engine, trailer tow, and more. That's Brian Bickmore Dodge on Canyon Road in Beaverton, where we rent cars and trucks for $15 per day.
This Sunday only, Collectors Art returns to the Portland area for our first start sale of 92 to sell out over 2,000 beautiful oil paintings at $39 or less. Giant sofa-size oils, $39. Incredible. In addition to these paintings, hundreds of our gallery quality oils like you see here at unbelievably low prices. But This event will last just one day, so don't miss Collector's Art. This Sunday only 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In Beaverton at the Greenwood Inn, in Jantzen Beach at the Red Lion Inn, Jantzen Beach, and in Salem at the Quality Inn, formerly the Shummery Hotel.
In business, you look for high quality at the best possible price. That's why I get my no-line bifocals from Island Optical. Island offers the highest quality lenses and a wide selection of standard and designer frames at the lowest prices you'll find, guaranteed. Island also offers a no-fault promise for a full refund if you're not satisfied. Why go anyplace else? Island Optical is good business. Quality eyeglasses and the lowest prices, guaranteed.
Welcome back to our early edition from the newsroom at 4:25. Here's the very latest on the day's top stories.
No charges. A grand jury today cleared Southeast Portland resident Stanley Schatz in the shooting death of a 17-year-old car burglar last month. Jurors refused to indict Schatz for the point-blank shooting death of David Clark. They learned that Clark had possession of a screwdriver and a flashlight while moving toward Schatz, who fired one shotgun blast.
Where Clark County investigates the beating of 3-year-old Justin Buse, an investigation is underway to see if social workers erred returning the boy to his father's custody. Sean Buse is charged with death by the abuse of his son. Last summer, Justin was placed in a shelter following allegations of domestic violence.
It has become a legal yo-yo over petition gathering at Fred Meyer stores. Federal Judge Helen Fry today gave the political organization the right to petition. But minutes ago, District Court Judge Don Launder issued a temporary restraining order preventing the OCA from petitioning on Fred Meyer property. Another hearing is set for Monday. Nearly 9 million Americans are without jobs, the highest jobless number since 1984. The 7.1% jobless rate is the worst so far of the recession. President Bush says the figures are disappointing and that people are hurting. He returned from his trade mission to Japan, saying he was bringing home jobs.
Portland's racial tensions might not be as bad as those in other American cities, especially bigger ones. But a new study by the Portland City Club that just came out says the problems that we have here need to be addressed immediately. The study details a number of problems minorities have with local law enforcement. Paul Gowan investigated today.
Adrian Johnson works in Pacific Power's Wilsonville warehouse. Getting to work this week hasn't been easy. Sunday night, his car was impounded, and he was thrown in jail, all because he stopped a police officer to ask for directions.
It was early in the morning, and he seen 2 black guys in a residential area, and he probably figured that we was out there trying to steal something. I felt that I was treated wrongly in that manner, that he had the proof right there in front of him, and it was just humiliating to me.
Johnson isn't alone. A new study documents the terrible problems racial and ethnic minorities have dealing with police in the Portland area.
We found that there was underrepresentation in the Portland Police Bureau, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Department, and just about every area of justice administration we reviewed.
For some, the study wasn't news.
Oh, yeah, that's no big surprise. I mean, and I know that that Portland should know that, because I've been here almost 50 years.
The City Club survey cited a pattern of problems dating back years. Incidents like the 1985 death of Lloyd Tony Stevenson, strangled by Portland police officers. T-shirts police later printed and sold with the slogan, "Don't choke 'em, smoke 'em," created the perception of insensitivity. The study's authors say bad training is to blame.
Past training that's gone on has been superficial, inadequate, and not job-related.
Portland police came under criticism for not hiring enough minorities. They make up 8% of the police force now. Kelly thinks that number is too small. Police say the criticisms are of a bureau of the past.
Is that this report was completed about 18 months ago, and this police bureau is not the same as it was at the end of 1990.
Some minority officers say they're happy to see the results of this study. They've been living with the problems for years, and now they say at least everyone knows about them. With photographer Morris Banks, Paul Gowan, Newsroom 6.
They went to Disneyland, but they haven't seen the doctor. Portland University Hospital today canceled a clinic scheduled to examine 37 Chernobyl kids. Their sponsors failed to provide paperwork. So this last group may return home without the medical care for which they came.
Watch out! This is the Indian way, he said.
Vitalik's host family lives on a farm near Estacada. For a city boy from Kiev, the adventures of the past 30 days have made this a holiday to remember. The Albrights say he can stay up to the 6 months of his visa, but Vitalik is anxious to go home. Only he hasn't seen the doctor yet.
Okay.
Pediatricians at University Hospital have examined 2/3 of the Ukrainian youngsters. Tests designed to detect early symptoms of radiation diseases found none. 4 deficiencies, but doctors blame diet, not the nuclear accident.
Would you be sad if you didn't see the doctor? If no doctor in America, would you be sad?
Vitalik says his eyes hurt. Since the Chernobyl disaster, he squints and complains of nearsightedness. A doctor in Kiev prescribed glasses, but the patient says they don't help. Laura Albrecht thinks it's a shame Vitalik won't get the medical attention for which he came.
I would be, because I want his eyes to be checked, and I hate to send him home with things. I don't know if they'd be able to afford to have him seen by a doctor once he gets back, or get the glasses, and so I would like to find that out.
Dr. Doug Hamill, who arranged the screenings, blames poor communication and mismanagement for cancellation of the last clinic. He says the Chernobyl group obviously expected to get more of an examination than they received here.
My understanding is that the radionuclide screening we probably couldn't have. The immunological tests we probably have the capability of doing, but that's something that is extremely complex and very, very expensive.
Good boy.
Vitalik has told the Albrights about a 6-legged calf he saw that was born after the nuclear accident, and a friend of his father's has died of radiation disease. He suspects he too is a victim, but like the 37 unexamined others in his group, he'll go home not knowing.
You rode the horse?
Yeah.
Hold the phones, though. Late today, the Elks Children's Eye Clinic up on the Medical Hill agreed to see Vitalik. They'll see him next week and provide the care that he needs, even if it involves eye surgery.
Will any of these children ever be tested for radiation?
We have late word on that, too. Portland General Electric announced this afternoon that next week it will take some of the children to Trojan, where it will use its equipment there to detect whether they have radiation in their bodies.
That's apparently one of the few places they can do that, right?
Yeah, Hanford's another one, but they weren't sure they'd take private patients, and PG says they will.
I see. Thank you, Mike. Police busted a marijuana growing operation in southeast Portland this morning above a deli. Police arrested 41-year-old Michael Zakoyach, the owner of Michael's Italian beef and sausage store. They say he's allegedly operating a marijuana business in the apartment above the store. The deli is located at 1111 Southeast Sandy. Police confiscated more than 20 marijuana plants and several lights and scales.
Law enforcement officers from 8 jurisdictions in Oregon and Southwest Washington signed a mutual air agreement today, like an Air Force, I guess. It's the first of its kind in the Northwest. The agreement basically says in the event of a critical incident, such as a disaster or interjurisdictional crime, if one agency runs short of personnel or equipment, other agencies will come to its aid. Enforcement officials say the pact is especially important now when agencies must maximize services and minimize costs.
You can probably hear what I'm saying, but some of our viewers with hearing and speech impairments rely on closed captioning to provide them with the news. An exhibit on display at the Oregon Museum of Science and Industries now demonstrates how computers can make life easier for people with disabilities. A computer helps Michael Clements hear what he's saying.
Oh,
When the characters on the screen respond, the user knows he's correctly pronouncing the word.
If I say another sound, such as air, it won't work. Only if I say the proper sound, ooh.
The exhibit is on display through Sunday, and by next fall, it could be a permanent display at the new East Side OMSI.
Next, nursing home closures leave some seniors with no place to call home.
And a little later tonight, riding the waves, kayakers learn the waves rule.
Joni, I love your new carpeting.
Oh, thanks, Lois. I went to Marion's Carpets.
Marion's?
Yes, Marion's gave me the heaviest carpeting and pad for my money, and I mean I shopped everywhere.
Really?
Yes, and they even offered to replace the carpeting if I wasn't completely satisfied.
You mean they'd take it back if you didn't like it? You couldn't lose.
Not at Marion's. At Marion's, you get a 30-ounce Stainmaster carpet installed with pad for only $11.99 a yard. You just dial carpets.
That's easy.
For a location near you, like I did.
Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. I've got a special offer on out-of-print collector baseball cards.
Now you can own 200 genuine collectible baseball cards for the unbelievable price of $9.95. It's a collector's dream come true. Each set contains baseball cards going as far back as 1986 and including Topps, Donruss, and Upper Deck that are no longer being printed. Over the years, the value of baseball cards has skyrocketed, and while no one can guarantee baseball cards will go up in value, we can guarantee each set will have star, superstar, rookie, and all-star cards. So take it from me, Mel Allen, at this price, these cards could be gone. 200 genuine collectible baseball cards, no duplicates, mint condition, only $9.95 each, plus $2.95 postage, limit of 5 per household. So get cracking. Call now to order.
Owning a pet is a big responsibility. Your pet is totally dependent on you for its care. Companion Pet Clinic is here to help you. We're a full-service pet hospital offering low-cost vaccinations, spaying, and neutering. With over 20 veterinarians and 50 technicians, we have the expertise to properly care for your pet's medical needs. With several locations in the Portland metro area, Salem, and Vancouver, Companion Pet Clinic is open weekends for your convenience. Companion Pet Clinic, quality veterinary care at affordable prices.
We have an update tonight on a story that Newsroom 6 broke last October. A nursing home in Sandy will soon close its doors, forcing 24 residents to find somewhere else to live. And that's only the beginning, as Mark Sanchez found.
The sign says, "Welcome to Orchard Crest," but not for long. This nursing home is the first of what might be 7 eventual closings. It will force Audrey Carlson to move her husband. He suffers bouts of agitated psychotic depression.
I think it's hurting me more than Carl, because I don't think he fully comprehends. But I don't know where we're going to find the chemistry of the people that work out here.
Indeed, it's been staffers like Sarah Geringer and Beth Morgan who filled a serious gap.
Probably not good enough, but it's worked.
And to think that they're being moved out of here and going, who knows?
Yeah.
Orchard Crest operated at least 30 years, and it shows. The state-appointed trustee gave me a tour. It wasn't encouraging.
The only lighting that they have in these rooms is mounted on the walls. The flooring in this particular room also is one which needs to be replaced as well. The sprinkler system that you see right up here is powered by a gravity flow system which is fed off the little knoll from behind the facility, which is a swimming pool.
While we're still outside, how's this? Having the refrigerator standing next to the garbage. In simple language, the state agrees Orchard Crest should have been closed years ago.
Money has not been put back into the physical plants of the facilities, and now it's going to take quite a large sum of money in order to bring them back up to code.
Orchard Crest is one of 7 nursing homes under license to Roy Hahn. He went bust, leaving the state to manage the welfare of some 335 residents and about that many employees. By contrast, this nursing home in Park Rose, and also under the trusteeship of Gary Wart, has very few of the physical problems you'll encounter at Orchard Crest. Even so, it may close, but for different reasons. This facility is clean and neat, but the state has found no one willing to assume the old debts and keep it operating. It's a major league disappointment for Ruth Waroff.
When I walked in here, I just knew right off the bat this was it.
If this place does close, it could be months away. In Northeast Portland, Mark Sanchez, Newsroom 6.
Leaders of Oregon's largest public employee unions are criticizing a proposed plan to shrink retirement benefits. A task force on state government wants to create a 2-tiered system with new employees receiving smaller contributions to their retirement pensions. Governor Barbara Roberts met with union leaders yesterday and heard complaints about her lack of access to that process. Union leaders were some of Roberts' biggest supporters during her campaign last year.
As unemployment figures went up today, stocks went down.
The Dow lost 10 points today. Volume again was heavy.
There's a certain restfulness and excitement about the Washington coast during these fall and winter months, and there's no better place to enjoy it all than at the Breakers. Tucked into the southwest corner of Washington on the scenic Long Beach Peninsula, the Breakers is the escape you've been searching for. Now you can stay 2 nights for the price of 1. Deluxe accommodations with fireplaces, a pool and spa, and golfing is nearby. An exceptional value. The Breakers. We'll even pay the bridge toll at Astoria.
Remember me,
I'm the kid that had a report due on space. Then I got the new Encyclopedia Britannica.
He had a report due on space, and then he got the new Encyclopedia...
I think I made that abundantly clear.
Yes.
Anyhow, here it is. I mean, hey, everybody knows this is the greatest encyclopedia in the world. Help me get a B+.
Why not an A?
Too long. I found so much great information, I put it all in. Overkill. The next report I did was for my science class on the human body. Scored an A.
Good.
Look at this. I always wondered where my mandibula was.
For details on how you can own the new Encyclopedia Britannica...
Let's have that 800 number. Excellent.
Just call this number and we'll send you this free booklet.
Tell them about the gift.
And just for previewing Britannica in your home, we'll give you this 3-volume desk reference set.
This is like having your own research library at home.
Yes. So if you would be interested in owning the new Encyclopedia Britannica...
Don't press. They see the phone number. If they want to, they'll call.
I guess you're right.
Trust me.
Before time runs out, make time for Smith's Home Furnishings' incredible 13-hour sale. Shop Saturday, 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. for spectacular values in every department. Save on furniture. Save on appliances. Save on computers. Save on mattresses. Save on audio. Save on electronics. And make your purchase with no cash at all until next July. Saturday, 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. only. Smith's incredible 13-hour sale. Hurry before time runs out.
Sidewalk chalk and made the yellow brick road all over our neighborhood. And finally today, after a full week, it was washed away. It took all week.
She can start again tomorrow, and by Sunday, it'll be bright and golden, not just the sidewalk.
Took away the chalk.
Well, that's good. Short circuit that idea. Let's take a look outside right now. We had a lot of rain overnight last night, 1/3 of an inch, but you know what? It has shut off. Cloudy and 48 degrees, 93% humidity, southwest wind at 9 miles per hour. And the barometer, 29.97. It is rising. Our rain episode is already ending, believe it or not. 39 the low last night, 31 Salem, 33 Eugene, east side. Cooler, as always, 15 in Burns. 24-hour precipitation totals, some pretty significant ones. 1 3/4 of an inch is the biggest. That's up in the north coast of Washington at the Forks and Quileute stations. We had 1/3 of an inch, more than 1/2 an inch in Eugene, 1/2 an inch in Salem, and down south and in the southeast. They missed most of it. Might get a little more tonight. Highs for today, we hit 50 locally, hit 50 in Eugene, east of the mountains, temperatures there. High temperatures only just above freezing around the U.S. today. Not a very spectacular day weather-wise. Not a lot of things going on. Some snowfall up in the northeast and some very warm temperatures up in North Dakota. In fact, Dickinson and one other of those North Dakota cities, I can't believe I forgot it, had record high temperatures for today. We'll just call it 2 record highs in North Dakota and leave it at that. Around the U.S., I told you it was snowing up in places in New England. Maine is going to get some more tonight. Texas getting a little bit of precipitation. Generally nothing significant, though. No heavy rain reported anywhere in the United States, in fact, in the last 6 hours. And if you want to talk snow, you have to talk right up here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Snow advisories for the Cascades of Oregon and Washington. Could even get some snowfall in the Olympics in the state of Washington. That's the Coast Range. Here's the forecast for tomorrow. In the U.S., another calm day. Just Boise, Idaho getting some snow. That's the remains from the system that came through us today. Cleveland, Ohio should be cloudy with 33 degrees, but generally a very pleasant weekend coming right up here in the U.S. Here's the satellite imagery that shows the system that passed through last night and this morning gave us 1/3 of an inch of precipitation. But look at all this blue sky out here. That's coming our way. Tomorrow we're going to have a few showers because it looks a little clearer than it really is as this passes over the top of us. It'll rain for 15 minutes and then nothing for 2 hours, maybe some blue sky. It might get a lot of blue sky, in fact, and then a little more rain, things like that. And then by Sunday, a big upper ridge builds in and takes this thing, pushes it to the north of us. No worry. Be happy Sunday. It's going to be a really nice day, I think. And then possible chance for rain Monday through Wednesday as the jet stream gets ever closer to us. Let's take a look at the forecasts for tonight. In the mountains, boy, they've got a lot of heavy snow going on up there right now. But in the valleys, showers with partial clearing expected. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-30s tonight. East side, snow showers possible, lows in the 20s. For Saturday, decreasing showers with partial clearing. Could see a lot of blue sky tomorrow in some areas. Temperatures west of the mountains in the mid-40s, east in the mid-30s. Local forecast tonight, showers clearing out at times, low of 35 degrees. Snow level at 2,000 feet, and it's going to be windy in the western corner of the state of Washington tonight, too. If you're traveling, they have wind advisories for that area. Decreasing showers tonight in the Portland metro area. 45 degrees are high for tomorrow. Snow level remains at 2,000 feet. And the extended forecast, Sunday looks okay. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're so close to the jet stream and the storm track that I have to put light rain in, possible for each day. Temperatures are going to be in mild range. I've been telling you all about the snow in the mountains. Well, look what they got. Mount Bachelor, 3 inches of new. They say it is snowing heavily right now. Their base total at 68 inches, but that was 15 minutes ago. It could be 70 by now. New over power-tilled, roads plowed and sanded. Carry your traction devices. Hoodoo, 4 inches of new snow. Their base total 35 inches. 3 lifts operating tomorrow till 10 p.m. New over machine-groomed used traction devices. Timberline, 70-inch base total. They had a half-inch new, but that's going up every moment. Plowed and sanded are the roads, and you should have your traction devices there too. Ski Bowl, a half-inch of new. 18-inch base. They'll be open till 11 o'clock tomorrow night. 4 chairs operating. Roads deteriorating. Carry your traction devices. And finally, but not least of all, Mount Hood Meadows, 3 inches of new, 72-inch base. Could get another 6 to 8 inches tonight. I'm out of time. I'm out of breath. That's a lot of information to disseminate.
Powder hounds are rejoicing.
It's going to be a great weekend on the mountain.
Yeah.
Coming up, Rick will tell us about a bedtime story with strange bedfellows, including a buffalo.
And Oregon's Pac-10 team split their opener. 1 wins and 1 loses.
In the Northwest, discriminating home buyers choose careful craftsmanship, customized construction, a wide variety of plans and personal service. They're choosing Silvercrest. Affordable, luxurious PGE Good Sense Silvercrest manufactured homes are shown daily at Kilroy's landscaped heated display park in Woodburn. See the new lower price Silver Lake by Silvercrest.
Home at last. Silvercrest.
Find your way to Kilroy's. Find your new home.
1-800-DENTIST.
Can you help me find a dentist for my family?
I sure can.
Okay, but tell me, what's so special about the dentists on your service?
Well, they're all private practice dentists, and we refer thousands of patients to them every month, so we have a lot of confidence in their work.
Can you tell me something about their background?
I have a full profile on each of them. Education, office hours, special services.
Who do you have in the downtown area?
There I have
Call 1-800-DENTIST today.
The Armstrongs are celebrating a special anniversary. It was a year ago today, Eric came home from the hospital. He was hurt by a careless driver. Eric's injuries had cast a shadow over the family's financial outlook, but a call to us changed all that. There were laws that protected Eric Armstrong and his family. If you've been hurt, there are laws that protect you.
Suzak, Dean, and Powell helps accident victims. Call 227-6722. They're in your corner.
This Sunday only, Collectors Art returns to the Portland area for our first start sale of '92 to sell out over 2,000 beautiful oil paintings at $39 or less. Giant sofa-size oils, $39. Incredible. In addition to these paintings, hundreds of our gallery quality oils like you see here at unbelievably low prices. But this event will last just 1 day, so don't miss Collectors Art. This Sunday only, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In Beaverton at the Greenwood Inn, in Jansen Beach at the Red Lion Inn, Jansen Beach, and in Salem at the Quality Inn, formerly the Shummery Hotel.
It's time to lasso